Versatile Mage. Chapter 80 Level 3 Ice Spread. He lightly raised his palm, and the ball of flames on his palm rolled down. As the flames fell, the scarlet-red fires instantly spread beneath his feet, turning into a gorgeous scarlet carpet. These flames began to burn around Mo Fan's surroundings. He already had the body of a fire user, so even if flames burned around his body, they would not affect him much. Furthermore, layers of ice were still accumulating under his feet. As the frost encountered Mo Fan's flames, it instantly melted. Raising his head as he stood in the middle of the flames, Mo Fan had a smile on his face, carrying hints of provocation as he looked at Yu Ang. The ice spread that was everywhere had melted into water from the effects of scorch. Mo Fan didn't even need to move to avoid being frozen into an ice cube. Using the fire burst, scorch on his surroundings, thus removing the effects of being frozen from the ice spread. This guy is pretty clever. Tang Yu, who was seated in the audience, had a trace of a smile on her face. Even though the students from the magic schools had been learning magic, their understanding of its uses was still incredibly limited. Just like the fire burst spell, practically every fire student who cast fire burst would subconsciously throw it directly at their foe's body. In fact, fire burst scorch had many uses. For example, if you cast it on a fixed area, causing it to ignite continuously, it could become a fire wall to seal and cut off roads. Or, like Mo Fan, you could roll the flames beneath your feet and rely on your natural fire resistance to create a protective barrier of fire. This layer of flames could at least shatter the freezing effects of an ice mage's ice spread. A level 1 fire burst broke the level 2 ice spread's freezing effects. This is a little interesting. Principal Zhu nodded. During the stage where one lacked a variety of spells, being able to flexibly use what you had was a profound skill. Clearly, in the first exchange, Mo Fan still held some advantage. My turn. Mo Fan stood in the center of the flames protecting him, his star path connecting once more inside his pupils. The speed of connecting the star paths was very quick, and he casually grasped his hands. Another fire burst emerged on Mo Fan's palm, but this time the intensity of the flames was different. The fire burst in Mo Fan's hands was impetuous. Fire burst, burning bones. The temperature of the raging flames increased, and a dazzling scarlet-red fireball was thrown out. It left behind a long trail of flames as it streaked across the spectator's line of sight before accurately falling toward Yu Ang. It's the second level of fire burst. If you're touched by this, you'll definitely be burned into ashes. Many knowledgeable people present were shocked. After seeing Mo Fan easily cast the second level of fire burst, their hearts began to stir. Yu Ang's ice spread was broken, now he'll be more passive, Guo Kaitang said, slightly worried. Don't worry, Mu, he said calmly. Mu Juoyan wore his usual smile, as though everything was under control. Fire burst. Burning bones finally fell. However, the crowd quickly realized that Yu Ang's speed had suddenly accelerated. He actually moved 4 or 5 meters to the side just as the flames approached him. His speed was so fast that people felt dazzled and astonished. As Mo Fan saw the burning bones flames land on empty ground, his brow slightly furrowed. He could see clearly. Yu Ang's leather shoes emitted a dim yellow light, and then Yu Ang moved like he had gained the earth ripple spell, shifting a few paces away. Shit, it was a piece of magical equipment. Magical boots. An earth magic equipment with the earth ripple spell. Having the earth element's earth ripple appear out of nowhere disrupted Mo Fan's plan. Fortunately, the imprint spell within the magic equipment required a magic stone each time it was used, and needed to be recharged to use again. Otherwise, Mo Fan wouldn't stand a chance. The fire burst's flying speed was fast, but it still couldn't outpace Yu Ang's monstrous earth ripple movement. If you think your little flames could make me useless before you, then you're too naive. This fast preserved for 2 years should end. I'll let you live, or else I won't get to see you kowtow before my adoptive father in front of everyone. Yu Ang laughed maniacally. Yu Ang raised his 2 hands and, In an instant, the entire field looked as though it was engulfed by a snowstorm. Driving snow descended from the sky, the cold piercing to the bone and freezing everything into ice. The violent snow caused the temperature to plummet so fast that even the flames could not continue burning. This kind of cold, it was as though the very air was frozen. Ice spread, blizzard. Yu Ang stood arrogantly in the middle of this concentrated snow, like a snow beast. The duel arena became boundless with grim, ruthless snow, as though winter's disaster had descended. It left no way for any living thing to survive. The spectators on both sides fell into this world of ice and snow, subconsciously hugging their chests as their teeth chattered. Holy crap, the last time I met Yu Ang, he had only grasped ice spread, coagulate. After just a year, he's actually cultivated ice spread to the 3rd level. Ice spread, blizzard is basically an ice disaster, extinguishing flames. No matter where that kid Mo Fan hides in this arena, he'll be frozen into an ice cube in seconds. Fashi yelled. Fashi clearly remembered that when they fought the one-eyed magic wolf, Yu Ang and Guo Kaitang's cultivation were about the same. Up until now, Guo Kaitang still hadn't reached the 3rd level of ice spread, yet Yu Ang had already crossed that realm. What kind of cultivation speed was this? It's over, it's over. Can't you see that Mo Fan's protective fire has been extinguished? After the snow completely falls, we'll see a human-shaped ice sculpture, Li Wenji exclaimed. Principal Zhu, Deng Kai, Yang Zue, and others felt the same. The guests present gasped one by one. 18 years old. This was Yu Ang's coming-of-age ceremony. Many old magicians in their 40s or 50s would brag about reaching the 2nd level of ice spread, yet at 18, Yu Ang had already reached a realm many ice magicians could never cross in their lifetime. Words failed them. Today should be like this. Mo Fan also has a magical equipment, Instructor Luo Yuanbo noted. Zhang Kong shook his head. A bone scythe shield is useless against a spell like ice spread. The bone scythe shield was a good defensive magical equipment, but so what if its defensive power was strong against ice? The copper-clad bone would still be turned into an ice sculpture beneath ice spread. Mo Fan's magic equipment was basically useless in this duel. Chapter end. Please guys like, comment, share, and subscribe.